Welcome back, everyone, to Disco Elysium. You're around Lefebvre, otherwise known as DraxxKraven. I'm feeling pretty good, even though we sent off the body without discovering its deep, dark secret. Oh, come on. It said there was something in its mouth. You saw it. I mean, you know there's a secret. Ooh, strike poster, some red pennants. At this point, the big... you know what? Let me get the bag out. Wait, no, actually, let me keep the bag in my hand. I'll need that. I realized I forgot to talk to Kuno there, but all he does is suggest that you check out the bottom of the commercial zone, which I believe Logic already gave us the plan to do that. Huh, that's weird. Maybe if I click on the door, Kim will be like, "Yo, good night, Lieutenant."
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Let's go. Don't mind the freet bag. Freet! The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum and then...
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
I didn't know you smoked, Kim. I have cigarettes every night when I go over my notes. It's a ritual of some sort. Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with his cigarette. How did you get so cool, Kim? You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy. Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit. Right then, the debrief. Yes, he's been a long and eventful day. How do you think today went? Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. I would say our initial inspection was very thorough, and we have a solid leads to follow up on. In addition, we got that body down from the tree, and we performed a field autopsy on the victim. We found some things we could really work with. I still feel like we missed something, but maybe the boys in processing will surprise us. We still have work to do at the crime scene. Now, as for the interviews, my list of people to talk to and Martinez, I love doing interviews, and people love me. They love bathing in my glory. I'm sure. Well, we conducted an interview with Everard Clare. He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however. I'm sure I can get him to tell us more. We tried to interview the Wild Pines rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get to the top of this. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice? A really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just have to wait until you get up tomorrow. I don't know why I do the things I do, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. It's impressive, especially for a man your age, and in those heels. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. It goes with the orange. Thank you for the compliment. We could manage it even in wooden clogs. They're uncanny running reservoirs in this body. God knows why. So what are our powers exactly, VRC? They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revishal Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule. Okay, what else? We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. How can you be sure the arrestee will show up? You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up. Someone resists? As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we're permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power. What happens to the people we convict? We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts. In Coron and La Delta, the prosecution works off of testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them where he keeps his notes. And who makes all these rules? The coalition government? Yes, the international community's mission in Revachol and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution, so we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order, no more, no less. His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Ravenshire or the coalition government founded the RCM. Let's say it was the coalition government. It's probably more honest, yes. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it. The moral intern, what is that? The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They run this place after the revolution failed. I didn't know them. How would you describe them? They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world. What do they believe in? What do they believe in? They're DeLoreans. They believe they continued the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they're just technocrats. Who's Dolores Day? A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You'll have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me. For you, she is something painful, though it's hard to say why. What is their symbol? Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want. You think of them from that. Something kind and neutral. Something even a little feminine, but in a strict manner. Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky. What do you think of them? The moral interns are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change, and it doesn't look like that's about to happen. Well, I have an opinion on the moral intern. Do you? They've done an awful job here. Have you seen this place? This isn't humanism. We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come here from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes. Vigilantes sound bad. Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez. Most of them, at least, especially in the Union, vigilantes. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging. Say nothing. Just look into the night. The dying lights of the city shimmer below, slowly like luminous clouds. They pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. An aerostatic passes overhead, the whiskers of its floodlights on ground below. Kitsuragi's glasses light up as he looks to the sky, 2 glowing circles. Finally, he pulls on the cigarette and says, they really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid Kuno is different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH. Why are they like this? It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdiction of our 2 precincts. And in Jamrock and the GRIH, we run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate. I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here. At least we could do some good. Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes. He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older. Thank you for this. Yeah. It's getting very cold, so let's go. He puts out the stub of his cigarette and looks to the door. Any level ups? Shit. I'm mostly weeping over my absolutely abysmal savoir-faire. I want that tie, damn it. I need my boy. Oh, there's a thing there. Good night, Kim. If we wanted to, we could start exploring around the city. What is this? Oh, an empty cassette case. Oh, great. Very useful. Oh, I see. The bottle on the floor is that one is the one we can't pick up. You know, just be wrong. Did I succeed on the visual calculus roll to determine what happened with the window? Oh, that's weird. Oh, okay. So, if you shove your hand in the corpse's mouth, damn. Can I pull in the light bulb? Ah, fuck. Bring it on. Okay. if you continue to investigate the corpse, you can you'll be forced to take a shower. Oh, hey, interfacing. Oh, didn't I max out my interfacing? Oh boy, here's hoping I don't fuck this up. Oh jeez. Well, I'll do my best. Ass. Well, I can't stop the expression, and I can't locate the source of the expression. So, that's that. Farewell. There's only one thing to do. Strip down. Go to sleep. Maybe things will improve in the morning. The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful. Crawl into bed. The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. Also because it was too late. And then sleep doesn't come. But I want to sleep. Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening. Why? Maybe it's the bed's fault? Check the pillow. Its synthetic filling is separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. It smells of alcohol and sweat and grease. Let's check the blanket. It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Well, maybe I'll roll over to my other side. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is trying to solve the case, isn't it? Who killed him? Something to do with, what was it the lieutenant said? Union? It's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves. No thoughts now. Sleep. Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming. Oh yeah. It's like a sea under the snow. Dancing lights. Back to the behind the whirling in rags, where we find us, of course. Hey me, how's it going?
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
Bloated corpse of a drunk. I remember nothing.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
I was left.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
Huh. I don't want to come back.
They were only cramping your descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. All of it. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Isolas on the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people, and you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I've talked to you before.
No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do, even in your dreams, and the act is wearing thin. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown? Who are you kidding?
Of trying to solve the case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
Something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad. This dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type?
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
God damn it, limbic system.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Well, we've recovered for what it's worth. I mean, somewhat. We're awake. Let me put it that way. Good going, buddy. Oh my god, what the hell was that? Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night. What the hell is wrong with me? You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think. No, that's not it. Really. No, why is this happening? It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline. No, I can take this. I'm not gonna go looking for speed. Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically a week. Let's be honest. 2 weeks, maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then, and you'll be fired. That's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead. Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark. So, our tasks, some of them have updated, others have not. Damn. Shit, I was hoping more of them had updated, but they have not. Ooh, an empty cassette case. Let's put some clothes on. No, I don't want the disco ass blazer. There we go. This with a little bit of that. Some of this. Yeah, sure. White satin shirt and Fortunately, I still can't wear anything around my neck. I know it's stopped. It's too much. Look at this. I can't grab that tie. Fuck, dude. Way too hard. Damn. That's fine. That's fine. Welcome back to the world of the living. Maybe the reaction speed will do me some good. Give me some nice comebacks. Ooh, buying a book passes time. I should go check out the bookstore. Ah, so much to do. So little experience to do it with. Oops, I spent everything on trying to find the secret. Good morning.
Morning.
I've got some good news. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep. Good. Thanks. I'm just glad he's gone. We have other matters to attend to. Oh well, he'll get that. We'll get the armored boots in another lifetime. The Union muscle finally turned up and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them. What do you mean rowdy? I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union, these men. Men who drink beer for breakfast. There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for said policing. I think that's them. There are so many of them. Are these the men Guard told us about yesterday? I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them, by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. Got it. Let's roll. I mean, I know why we need to talk to them. Oh, one more thing. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder? They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave this choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me. Hello, ma'am.
Just a moment. And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, Mum.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine. I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Good day, ma'am. Is everything all right?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Wait, what's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask Gart, maybe? Why'd you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who is house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to be back on Monday night, but they're still missing and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you still in the whirling and rags.
But you have more important things to worry about.
More important than a missing expedition? I don't know, expeditions often lead to something interesting. What was this expedition your husband was on? Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast, across the waterlock to set a few traps. What could be keeping them? You mentioned traps. Could there be some problem with them? I doubt it, sweetie. The traps aren't big enough for humans to get caught in them. They're looking for an insect anyway. Yes, please. Some science fiction is exactly what's needed right now. Spice up that vanilla murder investigation. Sounds like police business. I'll help you find your husband. Are you sure we have time to go chasing after bug hunters just now? I did suggest we play it cool, but it's just a little side thing. We'll do it down the line. Yeah. If you say so. Thank you, officers. Truly. I'll be here if you come across Morel. Well, the water lock on the canal is broken, so your husband is probably just stuck on the other side of the coast. Oh my, what happened to the water lock? You may not believe it, but it looks like some maniac crashed his motor carriage into it. Oh, sweetie, if it weren't for you, I'd be looking forward to another sleepless night. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you both. You're welcome, then. I hate to ask, but if your investigations take you on the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband. And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting here at the Whirling and Rags. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired, and it's so cold out there. If I see him, I'll let him know you're here, when or if I get there. You're such a steal. Thank you, sweetie. So your husband is some kind of scientist? Oh, yes. A zoologist, a cryptozoologist to be more precise. What's cryptozoology? It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends. That's one opinion, yes, and people are entitled to their opinions. My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby. It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in an animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or fictitious. Searching for species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting field research. Something must be lowering my suggestion. Yep, I don't know which of my items, but one of them. Sounds like something I should put points into. Tell me more about Morel, looks, characters, relationship. Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin. So what does your husband look like? Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious. Like a small boy's, and his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle. Let me try again. If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for? Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even. The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description. One other thing, he'll likely have all kind of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, just in case. How long have you been married? We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestone even more somehow. How'd the two of you meet? Via a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he just divorced. We hit it off, and well, here we are. She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later. I think I've all I need. Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is looking for. Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating, but I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae. The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance. No, I want to hear about it. Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but... yes, Phasmatodea. A diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially. Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here in the Insulindian coasts. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers. There's a touch of awe in the way she enunciated the creature's name. I knew it. We're going to be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists. It's not made up, officer, I can assure you. It's simply elusive. So much so, most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all. What makes you think it's around here? Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in the local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping. So newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have? Of course. Most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at. Huh, does it have cool powers? Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Is it dangerous? Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully? Okay, so what's so special about the stick bug then? Oh dear, I'm afraid I'm not very good at explaining this, but it is very special. Morel could explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it, then you'd understand me. Alright. What's lowering my suggestion? Oh, right, the shirt, because it smells awful. Do I have anything that increases suggestion? I do! The blue naval coat. Anything else? Nope.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
Well, I've tipped the odds in my favor as much as I can. Tell me about cool cryptids. Hey! Tell me about some of the cryptids you saw. Could you tell me about them? Oh, I'd be delighted, truth be told. I could really use the company, too. The lieutenant throws you one of his looks. One cryptid. Not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza. Okay, Kim, just one little cryptid. Promise. He nods and assumes a waiting posture. Cryptids, cryptids. Let's hear all about the interesting cryptids. What's, are there, right, yes. If I recall correctly, the invisible cryptid gives you an interesting, response. Yes, there are. Of course, all fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them. Shush, Kim, she's gonna tell me about the invisible cryptid. What is it? It's the Koldomama Dakwa. The woman corrects her glasses. Its name means thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what it is. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. The Koldomama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track. Koldomama Dakwa can also be translated as a whisper light and low. A whisper light and low. Yes, that's another translation. They're both quite lovely, aren't they? Although the low part is a little ironic, as the Koldomama Dakwa makes, or rather is such a high-pitched sound that other animals, including humans, cannot hear it. It could be everywhere, all of the time, and we wouldn't know. Fine, I'll bite. How can an animal be a sound? Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves, but there's no evidence to support this theory. Could it be here right now? It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere, and we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights. What evidence is there of an animal being a sound? Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. In the 20s, a group of Aropagite ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing. When playing back recordings they made in the foothills of Ia mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveform of bird songs. Songbirds. The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on the sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies, even higher than those of the highest-pitched bat calls. They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Koldomama Dakwa, after the Paracarnassan name of the voice of God, which is said to be very quiet. Wow. They grew quite obsessed with these little birds, even though they couldn't see them. They could distinguish among individual birds and even begin to name some of them. Sequester, Time, Josquin, these are but some of the name of the Mamadakwa that fell it individually. Why is it so afraid of us? This is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with fieldwork and their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction. They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound, so they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mamadakwas. You know what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear? Psst, they cancel each other out. Thanks, Encyclopedia. Exactly, and these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population. After that, the corpuscles appear to have migrated elsewhere. They've been recordings of anomalies similar to these spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Mamadakwa population anywhere. Of course, a common thread in these disappearances and unfalsifiability. I like the story though, man. I'm glad you did, dear. Interesting. This has been educational. Sadly, we need to discuss something else. I'll talk to her more about cryptids when Kim is gone. But until then, good night, everyone.